can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
हेलो वेलकम एवरीबॉडी टू द फाइनल विसल जो है हमारा पोस्ट मैच एनालिसिस शो। और जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं रौनक, प्रशांत और मैं बहुत मस्त हंस रहे हैं। तीनों के चेहरों पे इतनी सारी मुस्कुराहट, इतनी सारी खुशी और लॉट्स ऑफ हार्ट्स एंड नाइस थिंग्स फ्लटरिंग अबाउट। It is genuinely a fantastic end to a Saturday, which threatened to be a fuck all Saturday. But as always, we shall begin with our 3 words to describe the game. Prashanth, I'll start with you tonight. Your 3 words to describe United versus Brentford.
Resilient. That's the first word which I'll say. Brentford were resilient. That's not for United. Resilient. They were very resilient. Second word is disaster. Okay. Third word is joy.
Correct.
Disaster in the midfield, joy for us.
Amazing. Ronaq, your 3 words.
I'd say lucky. We were very lucky today. By the end of it, not across the game. Second word will be strong. Mentally strong rather. Even by the end of it, we did show intensity, and the third word is intensity.
Yeah.
Because even though we didn't do much, like in the opposition D, but we did have the intensity about it. Like, we were trying to build something.
Yeah. I think before we kind of move on to talking about the match, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of ranting also, there's going to be lots of happiness also. प्रशांत, तू ज़्यादा बकचोदी किया तो तुझे फटके पड़ने वाले हैं, मैं अभी से ही बोल रहा हूँ। सिर्फ हमारी तरफ से नहीं, आई थिंक पूरा कंटेंट ग्रुप की तरफ से तुझे फटके मिलने वाले हैं। सो वील कीप योर रैंट्स इन चेक ब्रो। पर बिफोर वी मूव ऑन, आई थिंक वी शुड पे आवर ट्रिब्यूट्स टू लेडी कैथी, सर एलेक्स फर्ग्यूसन की वाइफ हु रिसेंटली पास्ड अवे। इट इज़ अ वेरी सैड मोमेंट फॉर द फर्ग्यूसन फैमिली एंड फॉर ऑल ऑफ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड। आई थिंक she has been a vital figure in the lives of one of our most vital figures. So, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Ferguson family and to everybody involved with Manchester United at this time. But what a way to honor that memory. क्योंकि Fergie
and the Scottish person to score.
And a Scottish person to score not once but twice. It is absolutely
Yes.
fantastic. Brentford, of course, taking the lead in the, I think, 25th minute it was, which just goes on to show कि यार पहले 20 मिनट के बाद हम लोग गोल खाएंगे ही 100%. I don't know what it is, but for 20 minutes we press really hard, and then after 20 minutes the opposition will always get a break and they will score, and then we are fucked for the rest of the game.
And score and how? मतलब कैसे ऐसे तो गोल खाए हम लोग ने यार. Like it's fuck all. Ronaq के बारे में I mean we'll go in depth. But just to top it off यार, Ronaq he really, I don't know if it's lack of confidence. Is it? I mean, there's question on his skill and talent only now because of the kind of goals he's letting in.
Yeah.
But I don't know where do we go from here, because I think when Ronaq came in the start, मेरे को थोड़ा तो बुरा लगा था डहेया के लिए obviously, but I thought कि थोड़ा नीचे फेस मिलेगा definitely.
Yeah.
Like you can't really have it all go really solid after letting go someone like De Gea,
Yeah.
who has been with us through thick and thin.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a little bit of a dip, but ये तो जो कर रहा है भाई, मेरे हाथ खड़े हो गए इसके लिए.
I completely agree, because I've always been a big fan of De Gea. I think he's an absolute legend of the club, and the way he exited the club was not really nice. I thought the club should have handled his exit a little better. I mean, I think we all knew that it was time for him to go, but I still feel like for somebody who has given such excellent service to the club for more than a decade, उसका exit थोड़ा better handle किया जा सकता था. And that was always a sticking point that I had with the way things were done. But like you said, Ronaq, I think when Onana came in, I was like, chal, it seems like a good transfer. He seems like the next evolution of the goalkeeper position at Manchester United. But यार जितना भी support करने की कोशिश करो, like my patience is starting to wear thin with this guy now. Like if we have been this harsh with Maguire, and not just United fans, I think puri footballing community has been very harsh with Maguire, and more on Maguire in a bit as well. इतना relentlessly उसको troll किया है for the errors that he's made, for the lack of form that he's shown.
Even his personal life, na? They took it out.
Yeah, they've been absolutely terrible with Harry Maguire, and I'm starting to fear that the same is going to happen with Onana. Now, whether he has the mental capacity and the fortitude to deal with that, it remains to be seen. But I honestly feel like it is time to get Bayern a run of games, because you can't give me the excuse ki nahi yaar, Ten Hag has only bought Onana for such a huge amount of money. Haan, but Ten Hag has also bought Bayern, maybe not for the same amount of money, but he is also a Ten Hag transfer, no? He has been brought in for a reason. He is not brought in to just warm the bench. And you have to get a young promising goalkeeper who can add to your goalkeeping unit at a club to push your number one goalkeeper to do better. The number one keeper should always have the fear के जो backup goalkeeper है वो कभी भी मेरा spot ले सकता है. And I feel like now it is time that Ten Hag benches Onana and starts Bayern. Prashanth, what do you think?
I don't think he will be benched. To be very honest with you, bench तो होगा नहीं Onana, ठीक है? For a couple of reasons जो मुझे लग रहा है, एक तो है Onana का खुद का ego बहुत बड़ा है, and Ten Hag right now already has too much on his plate. ठीक है, you bench Onana now, that's another issue which is going to crop up from the press and the people around. वो फिर by default उसको label कर देंगे, बोलेंगे कि भाई ये फालतू कीपर है. It's an issue. I agree with you that Onana needs to have a reality check. This can't go on forever. ठीक है, मतलब तू Bayern Munich देखो, Galatasaray देखो, Palace देखो, अब ये ब्रेंटफोर्ड देखो, पैटर्न एक ही है ना गोल खाने का.
करेक्ट.
एंड कितनी बार तुम कैसेमीरो को ब्लेम करोगे? ठीक है, मिस्टेक हो गया, बट आई एक्सपेक्ट द लास्ट मैन व्हिच इज द कीपर एटलीस्ट टू हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्गर हैंड टू सेव द ब्लडी बॉल व्हिच इज कमिंग टू हिम.
करेक्ट.
ठीक है, आई विल नेवर टेक अवे द ब्लेम फ्रॉम कैसेमीरो और लिंडेलॉफ. ऑफ कोर्स दे वर एट फॉल्ट.
यस.
बट एंड व्हेन डेविड डाया वाज डूइंग ऑल दीस काइंड ऑफ सेव्स, we were very thankless. A lot of people were very thankless in that sense. ठीक है, अभी right now Onana is at the firing line. My logical brain says that he has to be benched, but my realistic brain clearly says वो नहीं होगा bench. ठीक है, क्योंकि
another angle to this, sorry to cut you off. Another angle to him not being benched is something similar that happened with Ole and Maguire. Because he was an 80 million signing, he had to be played even though he was out of form. Because he insisted on getting Maguire in. So थोड़ा manager पे भी pressure रहता है, because to kick out De Gea and then to get someone who he is, really pushed for us to get, when there were so many other transfers and signings to be made, so many other areas to be rectified, we went and kicked De Gea out, who was the fucking Premier League clean sheet holder,
Golden Globe winner,
Golden Glove holder, and get Onana in for 52 million. So I really don't think he's going to get benched anytime soon.
But then what is the
honestly,
point of
he has to be benched. मतलब वो बेंच होना चाहिए आइडियली. मतलब तुम एक साइड पे तुम है ना, एरिक टेन हाग बोलता है परफॉर्मेंस is important in training and in match, that determines the selection for the game.
Correct.
With that logic, one of our worst players this season has been Onana. मतलब God forbid if we get out of Champions League ना, it will solely be on Onana because two crucial errors and it screwed up the entire campaign in Champions League.
Correct.
ठीक है, and I agree with you Amogh कि ना बाइंदर को क्या अंडा डालने लाया है क्या इधर को? He has to start playing in these kind of games. मतलब तो I understand Brentford was possibly, let's say, a tricky fixture. I get it. ठीक है, but आने वाले 6 होम गेम है तेरे पास. तू एक कोपेनहेगन अवे भी जाएगा बाद में. You start playing बाइंदर on those kind of games and see what is he made of.
Correct. We haven't seen enough of Bayern at all. I hope Ten Hag has been seeing some positives from him in training, because I remember when he joined, there was one snippet that they showed from training where we saw him, and he looked like a good keeper. Of course,
he's very tall and lanky. ठीक है, मतलब at least what I've spoken to fans, he's good. He's got a very sound head over his shoulders. मतलब वो pressure से डरता नहीं है यार. वो कैप्टन था पुराने क्लब में, so of course he knows what's the responsibility. But to circle back to your question, what you are saying ना, लॉजिकली सोचना नहीं बेंच करने वाला टेन हाग ओनाना को. वो मतलब वो तो गैरी नेविल ने उस दिन वो मंडे नाइट फुटबॉल में बोला ना, जब जैसी अभी मतलब टेन हाग ऐसा बैठा है, एक प्रॉब्लम आया उसने यहाँ पे बंद किया, दूसरा आया यहाँ बंद किया, तीसरा आया यहाँ बंद किया. ही इज ऑलरेडी फायर फाइटिंग मेनी इश्यूज. अब उसको लास्ट थिंग चाहिए है, वो है ओनाना का कंट्रोवर्सी. वो हैंडल नहीं कर पाएगा. तो इसलिए आई थिंक ही विल नॉट बी बेंच्ड.
राइट. Of course, in the comments, a lot of people are saying that apart from Onana, and he did make some good saves, so credit where credit is due. But what was that Casemiro pass? Aman is saying, what was that Casemiro pass? Howler. Correct. Let's talk about Casemiro, because also another player that was pretty much at fault for the Brentford goal. And I think Ten Hag did the smart thing off. Yeah. I think that showed a lot of character from Ten Hag as well, to take a player like Casemiro, somebody with so much experience, hook him off at halftime to prove to the players that, listen, if you're not playing well, you're going to be benched. But I go back to Onana on this point. अगर तू Casemiro को halftime पे निकालने के लिए ready है, तो why can't you rest? Don't say you've dropped him. Say you've rested him. Say that he has a knock. बोल ना,
माइंड गेम्स खेल. पीटर श्माइकल ने आर्सेनल वाले गेम पे एक सही चीज बोला, गोलकीपर्स डोंट गेट ड्रॉप्ड, दे गेट बेंच्ड. मतलब राया और रैमजे की कंट्रोवर्सी पे ही सेड दे डोंट गेट ड्रॉप्ड, दे गेट बेंच्ड. Yeah,
correct. But I feel like I completely agree with you, Prashanth. I think at some point we need to see Binder get some minutes in a game. Now whether that is
see Jan में ना वो जाने वाला है AFCON खेलने के लिए.
करेक्ट.
ठीक है, तो उस टाइम पे थोड़ी तू बाइंदर को खिलाएगा, उसके पहले देखने तो दे भाई क्या कर रहा है ये, मतलब व्हाट इज ही मेड अप ऑफ.
उसको थोड़ा सेटल इन करना चाहिए ना, गिव हिम सम मैच एक्सपीरियंस, थोड़ा उसको खेलने दे, प्रीमियर लीग में भी खेलने दे, एफए कप जब भी चालू होगा एफए कप में भी खेलने दे. अभी
चैंपियंस लीग 1-2 गेम तो मार खाने वाला है बाइंदर, ठीक है. वो मतलब एवरी गोलकीपर इन प्रीमियर लीग गेट्स पंच्ड, लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट. मतलब यहाँ पे डिफेंडर आएगा कॉर्नर पे, शोल्डर से वो मारेगा, पंच करेगा, सो ही हैज टू गेट यूज्ड टू इट. एंड मैच प्रैक्टिस इज वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अ ट्रेनिंग.
करेक्ट.
तो at least he has to start playing. I don't know if he will rotate, and we know Nair Amogh Ten Hag नहीं rotate करता यार. वो मतलब आज भी देखना तू, वो 87th minute तक he kept holding, and I was like यार कुछ तो change कर, it's not working man.
The next player that we should talk about is Harry Maguire, because we have seen so many, and like I said earlier, इतने सारे tweets आए हैं Harry Maguire के बारे में from all football fans all over the world. He has become an international joke almost. It's a little sad. We've all had fun making fun of him, but it is after a point a little sad कि उसको इतना troll किया जा रहा है. And some might say fairly, क्योंकि उसका form was not up to the mark, और जब भी उसको chance दिया गया था वो perform नहीं कर रहा था. Like that is just the bare bones truth, right? उसको जब भी chance दिया था, he was making mistakes, he was looking, उसको देख के ऐसा लग रहा था कि यार जब तेरा confidence इतना low होता है, like it's not like Maguire is not a good player. At the end of the day, he has had a very good Premier League career, and that is more than we can say for anyone who is tweeting about him. तो मतलब घाटकोपर में बैठ के तू हैरी मगवायर को चूतिया बोलने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है भाई. वो बहुत कुछ खेला है.
ये वही है जो 5 साइड में उसके पैर के बीच में से बॉल जाता है और वो बोलेगा मैगवायर बराबर पास नहीं करता.
करेक्ट. तो आर्मचेयर क्रिटिक्स तो बहुत ही है. He is a good player. और जब भी वो साइन किया था यूनाइटेड ने अंडर ओले, व्हेन ही वाज साइंड, I remember his start to his United career बहुत solid था. Like there was a time when all of us United fans used to be happy that he is starting. उसको जब भी इंजरी हुआ था तभी हम लोग
47 games Amogh, 47 games, 90 minutes, that's what he played.
Correct. And then when he was not available for a few games, हम लोग की फटी पड़ी थी यार, ओ फक Maguire is not in the squad, हम लोग क्या करेंगे. जो आज हम लोग बोल रहे हैं वरैन के बारे में, मार्टिनेज के बारे में, वो हम लोग हैरी मगवायर के बारे में एक टाइम पे बोला करते थे. And he's had a dip in form, and because of whatever social media issues that he has been put through, उसका confidence इतना low हो गया है. Like when he plays now you can see that he is a player without any confidence. At this point, he needs the United supporters, and I'm not talking about all of us who are sitting miles away. I'm talking about the 76,000 at Old Trafford. I'm talking about the 5,000 who travel to away days. He needs them to support him wholeheartedly. Every time he gets the ball, fucking sing his name. Get his confidence back up, because he has a role to play. For a player,
the way he's played today, he will get that support. He was very solid today.
He was fantastic.
Only mistake सबसे होती है, which is understandable. Even for the first goal, maybe he could have done better, but it's understandable. होता है.
Yeah. He was very too late for the first goal. मतलब उसको चांस ही नहीं था ना यार. मतलब वो लिंडेलॉफ
it's about positioning also. It's about positioning also. It's about getting close to the attacker also. So
correct.
Even keeping that aside, he had a very solid game. partnered very well with Johnny Evans.
Yes.
We really should be mentioning his name also
Yes.
because the defensive partnership was genuinely strong today.
Yes.
Where we lacked was the midfield. The
Yeah.
midfield didn't protect our defense, but our
Yeah.
defense did
I
their
have a
work
very
very well.
unpopular opinion after Ronaq. Okay, I have a very unpopular opinion. I think Harry Maguire should start ahead of Rafael Varane right now. I have no confidence in like Rafael Varane is anyways injured. So I
Yeah.
think Lindelof, I'm not going to go there, but I
Yeah.
think Evans and Maguire should start now.
Yeah, I think
Because now,
I
yeah,
completely agree, and based on today's performance, I think they have merited a start in the next match. Like
मेरे को ये पास इन द बैक सब नहीं चाहिए. मेरे को ऐसा डिफेंडर चाहिए जो कम से कम बॉल आया क्लियर करे, पहले वो
Defend
करे.
करे. Correct.
हम लोग कॉर्नर फ्लैग पॉडकास्ट पे उसको वी हैव गिवन अ नेम. इट्स कॉल्ड अ थुड्डा. ऐसा नाम सुन के इमीडिएटली तेरे को समझ में आता है व्हाट आई मीन. A thudda,
Yeah.
dude. He needs to be a thudda. He is a thudda and he needs to be a fucking thudda. मतलब तू बैट उधर कुछ मत कर, बॉल आए फटाक से हेड इट आउट, बूट इट आउट, डू व्हाटएवर द फक. डोंट
कुछ भी कर, बट यू नो राइट नाउ यूनाइटेड नीड दैट कॉन्फिडेंस. तुम भैंस पीछे पास इन द बैक कर करके नहीं चाहिए भाई. मेरे को गोल बचाना है अभी. एक गोल टू डाउन अभी नहीं चाहिए पास इन द बैक. Evans and Maguire, especially Harry Maguire, now we are talking about his defense, but let's not even forget the assist. Okay, for McTominay's winner.
Yes.
Okay, all the doubts about him, right? I think the winner of today's game is not Manchester United; it's Harry Maguire in himself first.
Right.
Okay, he needed a game like this.
Yes,
I mean,
he did.
यार किसी का ना खराब टाइम 2 महीना आता है, 3 महीना आता है. यार इसका 18 महीने खराब गया.
हाँ.
And he wanted to leave, things didn't work out. We wanted to sell him, that also didn't work out. Team, and also I think Sunil was mentioning it in the group for a couple of times. Why is Ten Hag adamant on not playing Harry Maguire? तुम अमराबाद को लेफ्ट बैक खिलाने से अच्छा किसी और को डाल दो या लिंडोलफ को डाल दो, बट मैगवायर को सेंटर में खिलाओ. Finally, right, today Harry Maguire can actually go back and sleep in peace, saying that not only I have done 100%, but I am possibly one of the reasons why this Manchester United won today. And you know, as a player, you need these kind of small boosts. And you never know. Probably this might be his renaissance for Manchester United also. We just never know.
Fingers crossed, bro. Fingers crossed, because I feel like with the defensive injuries that we are having and continue to have, I think it is important for all these players to really, really pull their socks up and deliver whenever the time comes. And just going by today, I think Evans and Maguire have done really well. They've covered themselves in glory for today's game.
Just to add something on Maguire.
Yeah.
Even though he's slow, I mean, to track back, it's always a difficult scene for him.
Yeah.
But on the ball, he's actually very underrated.
Yeah.
He plays good, progressive passes ahead. He keeps the ball fairly well. I'm not saying he hasn't done mistakes.
Yeah.
But of course, confidence will hota. We've discussed that. So now I'm hoping moving forward, we will see that side of his game where he does get involved in the attacking play also. Yeah. And of course, also assist there, that was solely on him. And that is what we bought him for, you know, because we didn't have much impact in set pieces. So since then we wanted someone to fucking head the ball in.
Yeah, absolutely. The next player and from the player analysis, I think the final player that I want to talk about is, of course, our Scottish legend Scott McTominay. What a cameo! Matlab, it again, like just going back to what we started this live with, is what a way to pay tribute to Sir Alex Ferguson. To win in Fergie time like that. And even in his post-match, Scott ने वही बोला कि यार it's just at United we never give up. Like we've just been taught that we never give up, and that is the mentality that we need, man. That is the mentality that we need from every player, and
put a smile on every United fan's face.
Yeah,
that felt like fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, and
मतलब यार हम हमेशा बोलते हैं ना स्कॉटलैंड के लिए भैंस ये गोल पे गोल मार रहा, हमारे लिए कब मारेगा, एंड ही स्कोर्ड टुडे. टिपिकल स्कॉटलैंड काइंड ऑफ अ गोल. मतलब डालो हवे में बॉल एंड ही विल विन द बॉल एंड स्कोर.
और इसी मोमेंट पे मैं उन सब फैंस का नाम लेना चाहता हूँ. मतलब आई डोंट नो देयर नेम्स पर्सनली, बट आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ कमेंट्स अबाउट हाउ स्कॉट मैकटोमिने शुड बी सोल्ड. I completely disagree, and this is not only on the basis of today's game and the way he played. I feel like Scott McTominay is an underrated player at Manchester United. He is one of those players that embodies the spirit of the club, and it's very easy to say that about people who come from the academy, but I feel like he is one of those players that is a proper old school Manchester United player. Or जैसे I think all three of us are watching the Beckham documentary, right?
Yeah.
While
I
watching the
finished.
Beckham documentary, तो हाँ मैं अभी तक I think midpoint पे हूँ.
हाँ तो 4th पे. हाँ.
हाँ तो while watching this documentary, no, what brings tears to my eyes is the era of footballers that we had back then. The era that Manchester United had, like fucking players like Keane, Gary Neville also. Gary Neville wasn't the most talented footballer, but every day in training and every match, he would just give it his all.
Proper
Like
leader.
he would fight for the badge that he was wearing on his chest. And that mentality...
Because that was his dream, ना. तो बेकहम का भी वही देखना, वही बोला ना, मेरे को इसके अलावा कुछ पता नहीं है और मुझे जानना भी नहीं है.
Correct.
यही मेरा लाइफ है.
पर वो जो
You're right. Scott McTominay epitomizes that.
वो जो मेंटालिटी है वो आजकल के प्लेयर्स में है ही नहीं. It's just not there. Very few players have that mentality. They're for whatever reason, because that is the generation that we live in, that is the world we live in. They have other interests, you know. They have other things that they care about more. But Scott McTominay is one of those old school players who doesn't give a fuck about anything else. वो flashy नहीं है. वो he's not involved in controversies. वो सीधा साधा लड़का है. मतलब nothing flashy with his hair, simple guy.
Versatile player, he will do the job that the manager asks from him.
Absolutely versatile player. Center back खेल सकता है, defensive midfield खेल सकता है. तेरे को you want him to press up higher, he can do that as well. Last minute तेरे को striker play करना चाहिए just to play long ball, Tony Pulis football.
Just he's our modern day Fellaini actually. देखा जाए
I was
Fellaini
about
हो
to
गया
say
उसमें.
that. I was about to say that.
But technically far superior.
No
Technically
comments.
far superior, but I mean, Fellaini in the box was something else.
So I feel like you need players like him at the club, and I'm not saying that he should start week in week out, but you need him in second halves of games. You need him to embody that culture of the club so that other players can also look at him and follow that up. You need him or a player like him to teach the next generation of players from the academy. Ki dekh, I made it so far at Manchester United because this is what I did. This is how hard I worked. तुम लोग भी करो.
And what a
that
way!
culture should
What
not
a
be-
way to prove his worth! What a way to just come out and just do his job. He was out there, 1-0 हार रही है United, his beloved club. He's been at United since he was 5.
Yeah.
So he was out there to just do a job, and he did the best that he could, and it turned out fucking fruits for us.
Absolutely.
So it has to
Also,
be.
Amogh, I just want to highlight one more thing, okay? I don't think we are going to speak about him, but it's important, at least for me as an analytical lens to say, is Rasmus Højlund.
Yes.
I think he's due for a big return, man. I mean,
fully.
what turn and that shot, you know,
I'm
a huge fan of strikers who don't believe in a midfield. मतलब जिनको ना बॉल खुद से चाहिए और वो खुद से जगह बना लेंगे. आज वो Jansen, Pinnock, they were double marking him, and Rasmus Højlund almost had both of them on the floor.
Correct.
I have a feeling that Rasmus Højlund is due for a big return at Old Trafford. ठीक है, away goal मारा, ठीक है, I get it, but dude, that turn and shot, मतलब Brentford keeper didn't even know what happened, and it just brushed the side of the net.
Yeah.
So it was a fucking powerful shot, like it was crazy. That's exactly what you want from a striker, that hunger.
Yeah. And he's absolutely a hungry player. He's a hungry goal scorer, and he is, like you said, Prashanth, he is due a massive return. The one thing that is really heartening for me, जो एक चीज़ है that I am really looking forward to, is in this massive shitstorm of results that we've had. Like आज हम लोग जीते 2-1, we are all very happy. We won the United way, made it hard for ourselves. Last minute में बेंचो Fergie टाइम में गोल मारा. McTominay celebration just next level pagalpanti, all great. Like weekend is not ruined. Saturday night full tight, Sunday full hangover, great, amazing. But we cannot deny the fact that it was not a great performance overall. We were pressing very hard. We were making mistakes and losing goals, and then we didn't have an answer till the very end. It should not be that way at home against teams like Brentford. अगर हम लोग को कोई भी चांस है, एंड इट्स नॉट लाइक हम लोग ये सीजन टाइटल के लिए चैलेंज करने वाले, इट इज़ नॉट रियलिस्टिक. बट इफ वी आर अ टीम इन ट्रांजिशन लाइक टेन हाग सेज, एंड इफ वी आर अ टीम दैट वांट्स टू चैलेंज फॉर द टाइटल नेक्स्ट सीजन एंड गो सेकंड और थर्ड एटलीस्ट दिस सीजन, तो ये मिस्टेक्स नहीं होने चाहिए. ये रिजल्ट्स शुड बी ईजियर. Like Arsenal is beating teams 4-0 and all like a routine fixture. We need to
Correct.
get back to those results.
अमोघ मेरा एक सवाल है, तुम लोग दोनों के लिए सवाल है.
But regardless of all of that, I think we have to address the fact कि हमारे injuries इतने सारे हैं. It is difficult. Like I see fans on the United group also saying like, why can't Amrabat play in the midfield? Why is he playing him left back? Ten Hag out. अरे भाई कौन है left back खेलने के लिए?
Correct.
We don't have the players.
Yeah.
So I feel like once we get players back, and Aman in the comments has also said that Kobbie Mainoo, Reguilon and Varane will be back after international break. From all these three players, the one name that I'm looking forward to is Reguilon. Because if Reguilon is there at left back, the defensive balance is completely sorted. And then we can focus on everything else. अभी it's a makeshift defense, dude. हम लोग बैंडेड लगा रहे हैं.
हर जगह से टूटे, अभी तो सब जगह टूटा हुआ है ना, कुछ भी नहीं है.
अपाहिज लोग खेल रहे हैं डिफेंस में.
हाँ, अभी तो थूकम बट्टी वाला काम है. इसको नहीं इधर डालो, उसको नहीं उधर डालो. बट अब मेरा एक सवाल है तुम लोग दोनों के लिए कि आज बहुत टाइम के बाद ना वी सॉ अ एरिक टेन हाग जो एडमेंट नहीं था. यूजुअली एरिक टेन हाग थोड़ा सा एडमेंट होता है ना. So, do you think this adamancy will sometime be one of his reasons of downfall at United? क्योंकि बहुत okay.
I'll tell you why. Because he is still a young manager in the biggest job of his life, and he is an adamant guy. He is an egoistical guy, which is what I believe a manager of a club like United should be.
Okay,
if you're
fair.
not egoistic, you're not going to get anywhere. Ferguson was also egoistic. Ferguson was very stubborn. It was his way.
We are seeing it even now.
Yeah, it was his way or the fucking highway, and that's how it should be with Ten Hag as well. Which is why I completely support him in the way he's dealt with the Sancho situation. Absolutely fucking perfect. तेरा ट्रेनिंग में परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा नहीं है, नहीं खेलेगा तू चूतिया पर करेगा तो सॉरी बोल, फिर ही आएगा, वरना नहीं आएगा तू. Keep watching the under-18s at Carrington. Fuck it. Waste your career. I'm ready
and
to
train alone.
I'd rather the team lose then have you get away with your indiscipline, because if I let you get away with your indiscipline, then others will do the same and I will lose the dressing room. So well done. I feel कि उसकी जो adamance है तू बोल रहा है ना, he is learning and we are seeing it also. The favoritism that he is accused of, वो इतना नहीं कर रहा है अभी. Like he did not start with Anthony. That may be because he's not match fit, because he's just come back after a long layoff. But for whatever reason, he's not playing favorites there. I feel like every time we as fans have had things to say, अरे यार, why can't he start Maguire? Why can't he start Maguire? आज किया उसने Maguire को start, and he's played well. So I think overall he is somebody who is adamant to a certain degree, but he is also not dogmatic. Like he is going to be okay to change things around when he realizes it's not working. He might give it one more chance more than required, पर उसके बाद वो change करेगा. And that's what I
मेरा
feel
प्रशांत
makes
का
him a good man.
डिस्कशन हुआ, हम यही बात कर रहे थे कि एडमेंट या एरोगेंट वही आदमी होता है जिसको पता है उसको क्या चाहिए. Ten Hag knows what he wants. ठीक है. Of course he will be adamant in some of his tactics and we as fans will be frustrated. जैसे आज first half में frustrated थे. But a good manager is the one who quickly realizes and says, you know what, this is not working, let me tweak it quickly. जैसे आज उसने Casemiro हटाया, Amrabat became suddenly pivot, and Bruno and Eriksen came in middle, Mount started drifting to the right. So it's good. What I'm saying from Ten Hag is मतलब आज मेरे को ना सबसे ज्यादा खुशी उस मैगवायर के परफॉर्मेंस के बाद हुई, and I really thought to myself, man, Ten Hag deserved this victory. मतलब ना, there was a time where a lot of people were saying, "Arey, it's time for him to go. This is not working out for him, etc., etc." And plus, Latan के comments ने तो अलग peers ने तो as usual गंद फैला दिया.
Correct.
And I was like, यार, this guy at least needs 3 points for his own sanity. ठीक है. However he get it, I don't care. But today's 3 points, right? I really think this could just be what Ten Hag needs as a fire to light up this United team.
Absolutely.
Because it was a very important victory for United. अगर सोचना हार जाते ना, मतलब 2 वीक इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक तो गया ही गया.
Correct.
2 वीक इतना टॉक्सिसिटी हो जाता था ना प्रेस में. इस एरिक टेन हाग the right man for Manchester United से लेके is Andre Onana the most overrated goalkeeper in world football. यहाँ तक टॉपिक जाता.
तो हम लोग ने exactly same चीज लास्ट सीजन भी किया था. International break के पहले Garnacho scored that last minute winner against, I think it was Crystal Palace or West Ham, I think. Fulham, right, correct.
90 plus
the
4.
Same fucking scenario.
Yeah.
Right before the international break, and that changed the entire complexion of the team and they came back.
Yeah.
Because he came back to happier surroundings and then we could build from there.
Yeah. All right. So before we start wrapping up, क्योंकि अभी टाइम हो रहा है तो wrap up करने का है, but there are a couple of interesting comments जो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, तो we'll just go through some comments because some questions have also come in. Sid Gautam पूछ रहा है, boys, where do you think we are faltering? How do we improve from here? We might have won the game, but it was embarrassing and we got lucky. So Ronaq, I'll start with you. Where do you think, or how do you think we can improve in a very succinct way?
So I think literally what we just discussed a while back, कि our balance is not there in the team because our team is so broken. ठोकम पट्टी वाला काम चल रहा है कि कोई भी कहीं पे भी खेल रहा है. Bruno at right wing, which is not his preferred position. Through the center, he's so much more lethal.
Yeah.
And Amrabat on the left back, doesn't make sense. Dallo on the left back and then Lindelof on right back. ये सब जो थोड़ा एक बार अपना मेन फर्स्ट टीम आ जाएगा ना हाथ में, when Ronaq will have more than the first team also, he'll have couple substitutions to change the game at 60th minute mark, properly change the game, not be forced into changing the game. Like those kind of things, once that comes into play ना तो अपना वापस थोड़ा बैलेंस आ जाएगा टीम में, थोड़ा सेटल आउट हो जाएगा and we'll start finishing our chances more because right now हम मिडफील्ड में इतने ओपन हो जा रहे बार बार कि either we are just defending or we are on the counter attack. और फिर काउंटर अटैक में जाके हमारा वी आर नॉट दैट लीथल, सो देन वी जस्ट स्टार्ट पासिंग देयर एंड काउंटर अटैक भी खत्म हो जाता है, अपना अटैक फुल खत्म हो जाता है until they get a break. It's a fucking cycle that
we are. नसीब इतना खराब है ना, आज 2-3 कॉर्नर तो दिया भी नहीं रेफ बोलते थ्रो, एंड आई वाज लाइक थ्रो कहां से भाई, क्या चल रहा है, तो थ्रो के गोल किक बोल देते एक बार, थ्रो कहां से ये ब्रेंटफोर्ड थ्रो.
2-3 मैच भी हुआ हो. So exactly मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि थोड़ा एक बार अपना once we get all the players back ना, just have a little bit of synergy in the team, little base chemistry. Yeah. I think we'll be good to go to build from there. Not that we are all good, but
also I think Amogh and Ronaq right now, na Ten Hag needs to create the whole mentality of what Jose Mourinho had. It's us against the world.
Yeah.
मतलब get the squad and say forget the tactics and what we are going to do. ठीक है. No one wants you to be in top 4. Okay, no one likes Manchester United as a football club. You guys are good, but not that good enough. ठीक है. Create that siege mentality. देख अभी tactics बात करके ना, there is nothing which we can do or Ten Hag can do because ये tactics के बहुत बाहर हो गए अभी. ठीक है. But a squad with little bit of fire ना, little bit of momentum, that will actually change a season. जैसे लास्ट ईयर योर्गन क्लॉप ने जो लिवरपूल के साथ किया, थोड़ा सा टैक्टिकल ट्वीक एंड ही वेरी पब्लिकली सेड नहीं है हम लोग चैंपियंस लीग क्वालिटी में, भाई नहीं है, हमारा औकात नहीं है. व्हाट डिड इट डू? लिवरपूल वेंट ऑन टू विन 16 गेम्स बैक टू बैक एंड इवेंचुअली फिनिश्ड इन टॉप 5. ठीक है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग टेन हाग शुड गो आउट पब्लिकली एंड से दैट, बट ही शुड टेल हिज स्क्वाड दैट भाई नहीं है अपना औकात, अपने को औकात लायक फाइट करना है ना. देन ये जो आगे के 10 गेम्स है जिसमें 6-7 होम गेम्स है ना, we can't afford to lose. And remember that every team is going to hunt you now. You are going to be hunted.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Either you get hunted or you start hunting them.
Yeah. Correct. Final question is by Krishiv Mehra. Krishiv बोल रहा है, don't care about the performance, but can we carry forward after this win in terms of a positive mindset? I think the eternal optimist in me is saying yes, but Prashanth, I'll go to you to see if you have a different opinion on that one.
My only fear is that we've had these kind of victories and suddenly this 2 weeks international break is coming. Yeah. So I really don't know. मतलब अपना नसीब इतना गांडू है ना, अभी पता नहीं इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक में कौन इंजर होके आएगा. मेरे को वो टेंशन ज्यादा आ रहा है.
यही जवाब देने वाला था कि इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक में लोग सारे आ जाएंगे. So of course पॉजिटिव रहेगा.
तू सोच, हाँ ठीक है, अपना ये सीजन जो गलत जा सकता है ना, एक्सट्रीम एंड पे गया. ठीक है. तीन लेफ्ट बैक लाए, तीनों इंजर्ड. भाई मतलब कितना, मतलब तू ऑड्स मैथमेटिकली निकालेगा, मतलब क्या पॉसिबिलिटी है. तीनों इंजर्ड. सेंटर बैक फिट होके आया, वापस इंजर्ड. वारान थोड़ा सा खेला, इंजर्ड. अमराबाद आया, वो बेचारे को तो अभी समझ में भी नहीं आ रहा है कि मेरा जगह कहाँ है. मैं लेफ्ट बैक हूँ, सेंटर मिडफील्डर हूँ, डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर हूँ, मैं करूँ तो भी करूँ क्या. ठीक है. वो आइलैंड बेचारा सोच रहा मैं गोल मारूं पर बॉल तो मिले. ठीक है. So all this now, my only fear is that this international break, I really hope no United player even plays for the national team. ठीक है. बेंच पे बैठो, जो भी फर्स्ट 9 अभी उसमें से खेलने वाला सिर्फ ब्रूनो है. हाँ, सिर्फ ब्रूनो ही है, उसी को खेलने का रहता है. ठीक है. फर्स्ट हाफ में 4-5 गोल मार दे ब्रूनो भाई और बेंच पे बैठ जा, बोल मेरा पैर वैर दुख रहा है, ठीक है, we need you more here than what Portugal needs. तू वहाँ नहीं
Correct.
खेला तो बर्नार्डो सिल्वा खेल लेगा उधर तेरे लिए.
करेक्ट एग्जैक्टली वो मैन सिटी के प्लेयर को खेलने दे, तू बैठ इधर.
हाँ.
Right, we're going to have to wrap up now. So thank you, Ronaq. Thank you, Prashanth, for joining in. It has been a fantastic the final whistle episode. Little bit of information for the viewers. I was so caught up with work. मैंने most of the second half miss किया और मैं बोल रहा था कि यार मे बी यार आज नहीं हो पाएगा. मेरे को नोटिफिकेशन आया था कि वी आर 1-0 डाउन. सो लाइक फक इट प्रॉब्ली मेक्स बेटर सेंस टू जस्ट नॉट डू इट टुनाइट. एंड देन मैकटोमिनी गोज एंड विंस इट. तो मैंने रौनक को फ़ोन करके बोला यार अभी तो करना ही पड़ेगा. विच अगेन प्रूव्स दैट आई थिंक हम लोग ही पनवती है. हम लोग जब भी बोलते हैं या वी आर डूइंग द पोस्ट मैच लाइव ना, तभी हगते हैं हम लोग. थोड़ा सा हुल दिया कि यार हम लोग नहीं करे क्या, इमीडिएटली देयर लाइक नहीं ऐसे कैसे नहीं कर सकते ये लोग.
Impossible.
One more thing to add here. At the 87th minute, when McTominay came in, Matthias Jensen went out.
Yeah.
Brentford का. So उस time पे the commentator asked कि will Matthias Jensen's winner stay the winner? Will his goals be the winner?
Yeah.
And side से मेरी girlfriend just randomly says no. मैंने बोला तू उधर आके बैठ के देख. So today's win is also on her.
Make sure that she watches every game with you. Make sure.
I'm going to do that. अब उसका यूनाइटेड शेड्यूल उसको भेज रहा हूँ मैं.
Correct.
हर गेम में आ जाना.
रोज देखना, रोज देख, 3 टाइम देख, बार देख, ठीक है. और वो मोमेंटम कंटिन्यू करते थे.
Correct.
वो मैच ही नहीं देख रही थी, अचानक से खाली कमेंटेटर का सुन के बोलती है नो. मैंने बोले परफेक्ट अभी तो आ.
But that is the best way to go about it. So make sure that she is there all the time. Thank you to all the viewers who tuned in. Finally a happy day, a happy evening, a happy night. A weekend is not completely ruined. हम लोग कल उठेंगे और डिप्रेशन नहीं होगा, which is a fantastic feeling to wake up to. So thank you Ronaq once again, thank you Prashanth once again, thank you everybody who chatted with us, everybody who's watching it live, everybody who's going to watch it later not live. Keep subscribing to the channel, keep liking all our videos, keep commenting on our videos, and we always score, man. Football, bloody hell.